what's going on just here in my backyard. And I was thinking about this today of how I need to immerse myself in the industry. So, I always like to show books, some things that I read. So I teach you what I learn and I retain the information 56% better. That's a statistic. And so I read this book, The Winner's Circle. And the Winner's Circle outlines the top 30 financial advisors in the country. I contacted Joe Montgomery, the head financial advisor of the Wells Fargo Group, their main consulting group, and he sent me these three books, and this is one of them that I read. And so in this book, one of these financial advisors talks about industry immersion, and that's how he gained most of his clients. He was able to surround himself with like-minded people who were in that business, and he learned from them, also gained contacts from them, and that's where he got most of his business. But for me, how I can apply this to myself as a young person is that I want to be a CEO. I want to be a high-ranking management guy. And so what I've done is I've taken initiative to go out and surround myself in the business field. And it doesn't mean just people, but for example, I'm possibly meeting with the CEO of Jersey Mike Subs through a contact that I know named Dylan Clark. And one of my men, shout out to Dylan Clark. If you see this video, that's my boy. And also, I had a business meeting in Irvine earlier this year with the CEO of this company called V1 Vapors, the electric cigarette company. And for me, electric cigarettes is not something that I'm very passionate about. I'm not a smoker, but it was something that I needed to get in that environment. I needed to get in a business meeting. I needed to see how things worked, and that's exactly what I did. I took initiative. I went out there and I did it, and I think that's what people need to know. You need to immerse yourself in the industry, and that's how you're going to gain knowledge. You're going to learn from people who are experienced. You're going to learn things that other people aren't doing while they're just sitting around, doing the same thing they're doing with their life that they've always been doing. You need to make change. There's no change without a change in behavior, people. KSC, I preach all this stuff. Knowledge, strategy, execution, that would be a different talk. But back to this industry immersion. Also, that goes back to reading books, magazines, newspapers, annual reports. See, the thing is, you don't want to just read to read. I'm not going to read fiction books to learn about business. That's not what I do. You have to read the right material. So I'm reading 0 to 1, and that's by Peter Thiel. Notes on startup businesses and how to create yourself for the future. I'm going to read, I got this book for Christmas, The Self-Made Billionaire Effect. I think you need to know how to manage and make money. You need to know about money if you want to make money. And so if I'm going to go in the business world and deal with all this money, I'm not going to go in blind, not knowing anything about it. I'm going to read financial advisor books. And so you surround yourself with people, this all goes back to how you learn, the 3 types of learning. Formal learning, school, self-learning by yourself, obviously. And you have experimentation, you have mentoring, and you have reading. So you want to read about business because you have to read the right things. Otherwise, you're not going to improve yourself. You might be able to read faster, but you're not going to know what a subordinated debuncture is. You're not going to know what a clawback provision is. And that's another thing. I think young people nowadays, they know who Simon Cowell is. They know who Kim Kardashian is. They know Kanye West, and they know their baby's name. But you don't know what a clawback provision is. That's some homework. Go look up a subordinated debuncture and clawback provision, because that's a high-level business technique that you probably should know if you're going in the business world. But if you're doing anything else, it's the same thing for any industry. So you want to be a Marine, you probably should go hang out with some Marines. That's my advice to you. Go look up some YouTube videos about mental toughness. Go read some books about being in the Army. You have to know, so you get a pre-advantage to people. And so I'm taking this industry immersion factor, and I'm getting established in the business field. I'm building contacts in high school. I'm reading about business. So when I get into a business meeting, I'm gonna hit him. I'm hitting my boss with some information he doesn't know. Does he know about cognitive biases? Does he know about logical fallacies? I'm not sure. My guess is probably not. And so I'm gonna be able to persuade people. I'm gonna be able to set myself above the bar. I'm setting the bar. This is my time. That's how I think. So if you're not immersing yourself in the industry, you're falling behind. And I think you need to get on the bandwagon. You need to start thinking outside the box. School's not enough. School sets a low standard. So anyways, immerse yourself in the industry. Start reading books. top 30 financial advisors in the country, like I said, need to know about money. And anyways, that's my talk for today, guys. So I recommend it. Immersing yourself